Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 3 of the USA Powerlifting Arnold Sports Festival here at the Greater Columbus Convention Center in Columbus, Ohio. I am your commentator, Kevin Serrano, and we are coming to you live at the Battle of the Regions, our final session of the Arnold. Rebecca Hines kicks us off with 117.5 kilos, 259 pounds, and that is a 2-to-1 good lift. This past weekend, we've had the pleasure of having some of the best lifters in USA Powerlifting compete in multiple divisions, weight classes, and overall just different levels of competition. We had the Masters Bench Bash Open and Masters Bench Bash in the first day, and then we had our female raw challenge, male raw challenge yesterday, and overall just very exciting lifting that has gone all throughout this entire weekend and has landed us here at the final session. For those of you watching on our stream, be sure to talk to us in the chat. Let us know where you guys are coming from, who you guys are supporting. We'd love to shout you guys out and know who we have watching. Very easy opener there for Tien Tran, 132.5 kilos. And the format for this competition was a Battle of the Regions. So this is for all of our lifters who competed at the 2025 regionals and placed in the podium for their respective regionals. All of those individuals received invites to compete at the Arnold and find out who is the best from each region. So again, it's region against region here at the Arnold. Lily Young, 137.5 kilos, 303 pounds as an opener. She most recently competed in Albany, New York for IDFPA Bench Worlds and snagged a world record there, and now competing in the full power Battle of the Regions. Smooth opener for Lily. And for those watching from home, wondering a little bit more about how our attempts work, how the lifting is organized. So we are separated into 2 different flights. We have our first flight, which contains all of our women lifters, and followed by our flight B, which is all of our men. All of our women will take an opening squat attempt, which is what we're seeing here now in Shandol Yeni, 145 kilos. After lifters take their opening attempt, they will put in a second attempt, which will be a increased weight, going a little bit heavier. After everyone goes again and hits their second attempt, they will all go ahead and then put a third attempt, which will be the third and final lift, which will be their heaviest lift. So we'll end up seeing some PRs and some heavy attempts following after that. And then once our women are done with their 3 squats, we will move over into the men. They will do their opening attempts, followed by seconds and thirds, and then we will do the same for the bench press and deadlift. Morgan, 330 pounds on the bar. So she received a 2-to-1, a no lift, and she got called for depth on that lift, and we can determine that because on the red light, we see a color card at the bottom of the screen, and it was denoted by a red card. So referees on our side and our left did not believe that she squatted low enough. Smooth unrack by Katie. And a very fast opener. And again, a depth call by our same referees are in the center and the left judge. So those referees did not believe that Katie squatted low enough. And for those wondering what the depth standard is in USA Powerlifting, what is defined as depth in the rule book is the hip crease has to go below the top surface of the knee. That's what the side referees and our chief referees looking at, making sure those lifters are squatting low enough. Corey Tomlinson up next, 165 kilos. Easy attempt there for Corey. She gets 3 white lights. And for our first squat here for Gabrielle, 170 kilos, 374 pounds. Very fast attempt for Gabrielle, and we see that she has elected to move the uprights of the rack in. Lifters oftentimes choose to do that in order to prevent the plates from hitting the uprights of the rack when they walk out. So it just gives them a little bit more room and helps them fit their hand placement just a little bit better depending on the positioning they have their hands on the bar. We are now moving on to our last opening attempt of this first flight. Brittany taking us up to 175 kilos, just shy of 400 pounds, 385. So she'll be pushing past that pretty soon. Brittany Ray, 175 kilos. And a smooth opener for Brittany, and she gets, waiting on those referee lights on the right-hand side of our screen. Looked to be a good lift, just waiting on the official count there. And there it is, 3 white lights. And it's very exciting to see her hit that weight. Her previous best coming into the competition is 180 kilos, and she just hit 175. So she'll be expected to hit something greater than that at the Arnold. We're now moving on to our second attempt. Rebecca will be kicking us off with a 7.5 kilo jump, 125 now on the bar, 275 pounds. Three white lights. And lifting at the Arnold is a little bit different compared to lifting at a local meet or nationals, where lifters are competing against people in their weight classes. Here at the Arnold, we are not competing against other people in our weight class. We are competing against the whole field. And what that means is all the lifters will be competing via DOTS coefficient. So we are taking the lifter's body weight and putting that along with their total weights, the total lifted, and we are inputting it into the DOTS calculator, and it spits out a number, which is your DOTS coefficient. And that is what is used to judge the lifters across weight classes. That allows us to keep a fair playing field for all of our lifters, and essentially tells us who is both pound for pound and the best lifter in the Battle of the Regions competition. And if you want to follow along in the action as well and see the numbers and the forecasted placings, be sure to go ahead and visit liftingcast.com/meets. Go ahead and score to Arnold USA Powerlifting Battle of the Regions, and you can go ahead and see the forecasted placings and all of the attempts on screen. Smooth attempt there for Lily, 145, 5 kilos under her personal best. Morgan will be retaking her opening attempt weight. Got called on depth for her opening attempt, so just needed to make an adjustment, try to get a little bit deeper. She got 1 white light, so she was just about borderline on depth, but just needs to make that adjustment, go a little bit deeper this time. And that'd like to be a lot deeper this time around. Let's see if the referees like that. Waiting on those referee lights. And that is a 3 white light lift. $155 kilos, a 10-kilo jump here. And Shandell going 100% raw here. No wrist wraps, no belt, no knee sleeves. Pure strength. Let's see what our referees say. 2-1, a good lift. And in powerlifting, it is a majority rule sport. So we have 3 referees, 2 positioned on either side of the platform, and our chief referee, which we can see on screen to our right-hand side, Miss Rachel Basira. All of our referees will be giving a white or a red light, whether they believe that the lifter lifted in accordance to the lifting standards as defined by the USA Powerlifting Rulebook. And so a 2-1 majority rule system, 2 white lights, good lift, 3 white lights, a good lift, 2 red lights, no lift, 3 red lights, no lift as well. Katie, second attempt, 165 kilos. And after retaking that opening weight, she gets 3 white lights, building that confidence to move as she goes into her 3rd attempt. Miss Corey with a 10-kilo jump, 175 kilos. Last competed at Midwest Regionals in Appleton, Wisconsin this past September. Great squat there by Corey. A little bit of a sticking point there, getting past the middle part of the squat, but gets 3 white lights. Her best coming into the competition, 180 kilos. So wondering what she will do after that 175 attempt. Brittany up next, and our first 400-pound squat of the day. 402 pounds. For those of you watching at home, this is the equivalent of about 4 commercial gym plates for a 2nd attempt squat. Lifting in the 75-kilo division, weighing in at 74.15 or 165 pounds. Three white lights, good attempt there. Also taking 182.5 kilos last 2nd attempt squat, Gabrielle Dempsey. Plenty deep of a squat up there and plenty enough speed there for that second attempt. 3 white lights. We are now moving on to our third and final attempts of the session for our Flight A lifters. Rebecca Hines, 132.5 kilos, 292 pounds. This will be a 2.5 kilo PR for Rebecca. Last competed at Midwest Regionals, coming out to us from the Midwest. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much for her on the day. She will have another go in bench press now, so she has time to recover for that. Tien Tran, 325 pounds loaded on the bar for her. Also coming out to us from the Midwest, this will be a 10 kilo PR for Miss Tran. And let's see what our referees say. Plenty of speed on that bar. 2-to-1, a good lift. Now our lifter from the Southeast, Lily Young, 147.5 kilos, only taking a 2.5 kilo jump, looking to conserve some energy and secure 2.5 more on her total. This is just 2.5 kilos shy of her all-time best. And looks like a perfect call for Lily. Let's see what our referees say. Lily Young, 2-to-1, good lift. Morgan Rebernick up next, 152.5 kilos. Missed her opening attempt on depth, able to hit on her second, goes up 2.5 kilos. Two to one, a good lift. Chanel Yanni, 162.5 kilos, took a 10 kilo jump from first to second and a 7.5 from second to third. And what an attempt here on platform one. Chanel Yanni, she gets, unfortunately, a 3 red light lift. Referees did not believe she got low enough, but still, what an attempt and what a grind for Ms. Yanni. So risky move here for Katie, looking to pick up some ground from that missed attempt on squat. Missed it on her opener for depth, retook that same weight, and is now looking to pick up an additional 15 kilos with 180 as her third and final attempt. Oftentimes, lifters will take a bigger jump than what their intended second is after having missed an attempt such as their opener, looking to pick up some extra ground. But again, it is a gamble. If she is not successful with this weight, she will only end up walking away with her opening weight. So a huge lift here for Katie. a good attempt for Katie, 180 kilos. Referees say 2-1, a no lift, unfortunately. Very sad to see there, but referees did not believe that she squatted low enough. Corey Tomlinson goes up 5 kilos. This will be a PR match for her, 396 pounds. This will match what she did at regionals. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much for her on the day. Still walks away with a 175 kilo squat. We will see Corey back in the bench press event. Brittany Rabe up next, 185 kilos, 407 pounds. Going up 2.5 kilos to match her previous best. Matching her previous best and going 2.5 kilos above what she hit at Midwest Regionals back in September. Again, the big goal for a lot of these lifters is to get as much out of each lift as possible, putting up the highest total they can in order to increase their dot score. Brittany Rabe, 185 kilos. And that 2.5 kilo jump is perfect for Brittany. Well executed attempt, 3 white lights, and she walks away with 2.5 more to her total. Well job, good job. Gabrielle Dempsey, 190 kilos for our third and final attempt on the women's side for the Battle of the Regions. 420 pounds, 419, third and final attempt. Immediately following this lift, we will move into our opening attempts for our men. Gabrielle, who matched her PR best in her second attempt, looks to increase that by another 7.5 kilos. Coming out to us from the Southwest region, Gabrielle, 190 kilos. Good attempt there. Looks like she had a little bit more there on the tank, and our referees say 2-1, a good lift, and another 7.5 kilo attempt there. PR attempt for Gabrielle. Well done. Mitchell de la Merced. Mitch coming out to us from Illinois, my home state. 220 kilos as his opening attempt. We are now moving into our Flight B lifters, our men for the Battle of the Regions. Very fast attempt for Mitch. 3 white lights. McKinnon up next. 237.5 kilos, 523 pounds. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a weight class event here. We are being scored by dots. So all of our lifters will be battling against each other head to head, aiming to put up the highest possible dots, which will take home their podium position. So right now, forecasted, we have Toby, followed by Philip, and then we have Jesse rounding out that third place position. So this is just based off of the forecast, assuming everybody hits their opening attempts. So plenty of lifting left to go, but that's just the preliminary placings based off of the opening attempts these men have given. 30 seconds left on the clock for McKinnon. Lifters have 60 seconds to walk out onto the platform once their bar is called loaded, and receive their squat command. So McKeenan is running pretty low on time. Got about 15 seconds left. So our chief referee calling time. So runs out of time there, unable to get that first lift. Looks like he was running to the platform late. However, he will have 2 more attempts to retake that weight or go up, electing, depending what their coaching staff decide to do, but he will have another go at it coming the second round. Good attempt there, and a good 3 white light lift. Caden Pham, 270 kilos, just shy of a 600-pound opening attempt squat. Lifting in the 90-kilo division, weighing in at 89.1. So 3 times bodyweight squat as an opening attempt. And again, ladies and gentlemen, just like we did for the women, if you guys are watching us at home on the stream, let us know who you guys are watching or where you guys are watching from, who you guys are supporting. We'd love to shout you guys out in the chat. A good, strong, and balanced walkout for Caden. And a very fast opener squat. Caden gets 3 white lights. Greg Wunrow up next, also taking 270 kilos. Good attempt there. Jesse, 272.5 kilos, taking us up over 600 pounds. Very fast opening attempt, Jesse. 272.5. Our referees say that is a 3 white light lift. Ricky Zhang, otherwise known as Gym Rat Ricky, 275 kilos, 606 pounds. 5 big reds loaded on the bar here. Bar is loaded. Very fast attempt for Ricky. his best coming into the competition, 295, looking the best at today after a incredible performance at Midwest Regionals in September. Nathaniel Neal also taking 275 kilos. A lot of repeat attempts for our lifters. Good attempt there for Nathan. Referees say 3 white lights. Now we got a lot of fans of Marcus Brown in the chat below. By way of the Urban Powerhouse, our friends here in the live stream are telling us, let's go Marcus, 295 kilos, taking us up to 650 pounds, lifting in the 100 kilo division. Very, very fast opener for Marcus. Referees say 3 white lights. Toby Headley, 310 kilos, 683 pounds. Our spotters and loaders are really being put to work here today, who've been helping us all weekend at the Arnold Sports Festival. None of these events could be done without the help and incredible support of both our sponsors and our staffing team, who have all dedicated their time to make this event a successful one. Toby gets that recommend, and our refs say, fortunately, no lift, 2-1 gets called on depth from our chief and our left-hand side referee. Philip Sarkis, 365 kilos. This is 804 pounds for an opening attempt. Ladies and gentlemen, this is among one of the highest squats we've seen this entire weekend at the Arnold Sports Festival. Philip, 365, opening attempt. Philip gets that squat command. Dunks it, looked pretty deep, holds it, and our referees will deem that a good lift, 3-1. And with that much room left in the tank, I expect Philip to go very well past 850 or something along that range. Mitch up next, taking us into our second attempt, second round of squats, 230 kilos. Already opening now with, or taking 230, 507 pounds for his second attempt. 10 kilo increase from his opener. Solid second there for Mitch. A bit grindy coming out of the hole, but 2-1, a good lift. Last hit 240 kilos at the Arnold in September. Midwest Regionals, I apologize. 240 kilos was his previous best. Let's see what he goes here now. McKinney Mitchell missed his opening attempt of 237.5, but elected to go up to 255, a 17.5 kilo jump. A bit risky of a move here, but again, missed it on depth. So let's see if he can make that adjustment, get a little bit deeper this time around. Again, missing on depth is a bit of an interesting one because you know that you're strong enough for it, but now it's a matter of can you make that adjustment and squat a little bit deeper. Able to get deeper, but again, it has his work cut out for him with 255 and refs say 3 white lights lift. So now he's on the board, nothing to worry about there, and he can comfortably sail into his third attempt, knowing he's got a second in the bag. And again, that risk paid out for him in this favor, able to secure a 17.5 kilo increase as if that opener never happened. Samuel Sears, 262.5 kilos, 578 pounds now. And a smooth attempt. 12.5 kilo pickup there for Sam. 2-1, a good lift. Bars loaded, Caden, 285 kilos. Solid second there for Caden. And the refs say 3 white lights. A 12.5 kilo jump, Ricky Zhang, 287.5 kilos. If you recall, his best is 295, so he's trailing 7.5 kilos behind that all-time best. Let's see, given the speed of this second, if he has that in him today. Again, our lifters are gonna want it to be putting up the highest total possible as this is a dots meet. Every single kilo matters, and it starts here, Ricky Zhang, 287.5. Good attempt there for Ricky. Our refs say 2-1, good lift. Red light call there for from our right-hand side referee. Got called on depth. We got some supporters here for Jesse in our chat. Jesse Carisco, 287.5 kilos, 633 pounds, taking a 15 kilo jump, 33-pound increase here for his second. And a smooth attempt there, a little bit slow coming out of the hole, but picks up incredible speed as soon as he gets to that middle point of the squat. It's all about carrying that momentum coming out of the hole into the full lockout. Greg Wondrow up next, 290 kilos, a 20-kilo jump. Otherwise known as the Super Korean Kid, Greg, 290 kilos. Three white lights. Nathaniel Neal, 20-kilo jump going from 275 to 295, 650 kilos. He's on good pace to PR his all-time best of 305, just trailing 10 kilos below that. Let's see if the speed here can match a PR for his third. £650. Gets that rec, Commander. And the refs say, 3 white lights, good lift. And here comes Mr. Brown. Marcus Brown, 307.5 kilos. And with this second attempt, this will already match, or actually break his all-time best by 2.5 kilos on a second attempt. Has made some remarkable progress since Northeast Regionals back in September in New York. What a speedy squat there for Marcus Brown, 677 pounds, 2-to-1, a good lift, and weighing in at under 100 kilos. This is over a 3 times bodyweight squat. As the same here for Toby, weighing in at 104 with 310. This is just shy of a 3 times bodyweight squat as well. 310 kilos, 683 pounds. Again, missed his opening attempt on depth. Let's see if he can make that adjustment to get lower, a bit deeper this time around. We also see Toby rocking that Nike singlet, and quick shout out to Nike, who recently became a supporter and sponsor of USA Powerlifting, offering exclusive weightlifting shoe discounts for all of our members. Huge thank you for Nike for partnering for USAPL. But Toby Headley, 310 kilos, 683. Let's see if our referees like that depth. And they do. 3 white lights. Philip Sarkis, we see chips going on to the bar. We have a 381 kilo attempt. Normal jumps are typically in 2.5 kilo increments, but we see our half kilo plates going on, meaning that this is a record. Unsure of whether this is a world or American record, but we have a record nonetheless at the Arnold. Philip Sarkis, 839 pounds being lifted today. Lifting in the 140 kilo division, 381 kilos. Again, our spotters triple checking the bar, making sure it's nice, centered, even. And we are overhearing now that this is a world record attempt for Philip. We see it noted now on the screen in the top left side. World record attempt at the Arnold Sports Festival. Philip Sarkis, 839 pounds. We see our referees substituting out, making sure that we have the appropriate level referees officiating this record. Again, because this is a world record, we see our referees will need to be international level referees or above. Or I believe we have adjusted the bar to 380 kilos. I believe it is not a world record. Nonetheless, we still have 837 loaded on the bar. 380 second attempt Philip. Again, not a world record attempt, but still 837 pounds second attempt at the Arnold. Let's see what our referees say on that lift. Yeah, 2-to-1, a no lift. Thought so too. Just a little bit high. Again, not a good lift there. We got squatted just a little high. He will have one more attempt going into the third round. However, we are now on to our third attempts. Mitch has opted to scratch his second attempt squat. We'll walk away with 230 kilos, which will take us now to McKeenan Mitchell, who didn't miss his opener on any sort of technicality or depth. He just timed out, so he was unable to come out and walk out to hit his opening attempt. Went up to 255, able to smoke that, and is now going to attempt 265 kilos for his third and final attempt, 589 pounds. Just a little bit too much for him on the day. Still walks away with 562 pounds. Sam Sears looking to attempt a 600-pound squat, 272.5 kilos, taking a 10-kilo jump from his 262. Previously squatted at regionals, 2.5 kilos shy of what he hit for his second attempt, and is now looking to match his all-time best of 272.5 kilos. Good attempt there for Samuel Sears, and quick correction. 272.5 was his previous best in the equipped division, and now he gets a 2-to-1 good lift in the raw. So he is lifting raw with unsupported suit, and he just smoked that PR for his third attempt squat. Caden Fan, 300 kilos, 661 pounds loaded on the bar. Previous best coming into the meet, 287.5. Had great training and great progress since regionals back in September. Now attempting 12.5 above his all-time best. Just lost a little bit of momentum getting out of that sticking point. Still walks away with his previous attempt of 285. Ricky Zhang also attempting a 300 kilo squat. Previous best, 295, looking to exceed that by 5 kilos. Looking to also crack into the 300 kilo barrier, 660 pounds. And the bar is loaded for Ricky Zhang, coming out to us out of Chicago. Nice and easy walk out for Ricky, 300 kilos. And just like that, Ricky Zhang, 5 kilos added to his PR. And referees say 2-1, a good lift. And you can just see out of the excitement coming out of the platform, Ricky earned that 300 kilo lift. Well done and good addition to his total as we look into the forecasted placings. Heading into the Battle of the Regions competition at the Arnold, Nathaniel Neal, 302.5 kilos, 667 pounds. Two and a half under his all-time best. What a grind by Nathaniel, 302.5 kilos, looked plenty deep, and our referees say 3 white lights. Gorilla pumps his chest as he should. Jesse Carisco, 302.5 kilos. Good attempt by Jesse, 302.5 kilos. Referees say 3 white lights, and these guys are executing very well, and these kilos are all going to add up and play into their advantage as we look into the forecasted placements for the Battle of the Regions competition. Again, every kilo is critical in order to continue building that dot score. Also taking 305 kilos now, we have the Super Korean kid, Gregory, 1 row, 672 pounds loaded on the bar. What a grind for the Super Korean kid. And, oh, unfortunately, we have a 3 red light lift there. It appears we have 2 infractions. We have 2 red cards for depth and 2 blue cards for failure to lock out the knees, I believe, or downward motion. So either one of those 2 might be it, but fortunately a no lift there for Gregory. Marcus Brown up next, 312.5 kilos, 688 pounds. Having an incredible day so far with easy attempts on both his opener and second attempt, opting to go for a 5 kilo increase. Again, just stacking up his chips, looking to build the highest possible total to play into his advantage as we look into the forecasted placings and round out this squat session. And a good call there of 312.5. A little bit left in the tank there, but not emptying it out as we still look forward to bench and deadlifts. 2 more attempts left for our men's session, Toby will be taking 320 kilos, putting us over the 700-pound marker here. 705 loaded on the bar now for Toby. Again, had a great recovery from his opening attempt, missing it in depth, coming back onto the second, securing that 310, and now looking to crack into the 700-pound squat territory. Great walkout by Toby, sets his feet. And he has plenty of speed on that bar. Let's see what our referees say for his depth. 2-1, a good lift. Toby walks out with a 320 kilo, 700-pound squat. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our final attempt of this session, 382.5 kilos, 843 pounds loaded on the bar for Philip Sarkis. Missed it on depth for his second, opted to go up an extra 2.5 kilos, and is now breaking an American record. Again, ladies and gentlemen, an American record attempt here at Battle of the Regions at the Arnold Sports Festival. Philip Sarkis, 382.5 kilos, 843 pounds. Coming out to us out of the great state of Texas, Philip Sarkis, American record squat, 382.5. Again, plenty of speed on that bar. Let's see what our referees say on that depth. 843. Unfortunately, a no lift there. Again, a call on depth. Gets one white light from our right-hand side referee, but fortunately, a no lift for Philip. Again, I believe they're going to the jury to see if they're contesting that lift, but as it stands right now, it is a no lift. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the squat session of the Battle of the Regions meets here at the Arnold Sports Festival. We will be taking a 10-minute intermission as our spotters and loaders set up for the bench press. We'll see you all back in 10 minutes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the bench press portion of the Battle of the Regions session here at the Arnold Sports Festival in the Greater Columbus Convention Center. I am your commentator, Kevin Serrano, and I'll be taking you guys through the live action, all the play-by-play and everything you see here on screen. For those of you joining us on the live stream, be sure to let us know who you guys are supporting, where you guys are watching from, and just let us know what your thoughts are and what you guys see on screen. I'd love to interact with you and talk about what is going on during this session. We have two flights. We have our women lifters coming up next, opening up. Katie, 62.5 kilos in the bench press. After all of our ladies are done benching, we'll move over to flight B with will be all of our men. Katie, opening attempt. Easy opener there, gets 3 white lights. For those of you new to powerlifting, or for those of you who have been powerlifting for a while too, bench press, you have 3 commands. You have the start command, which is issued once the lifter unracks that bar, has their butt planted on that bench, their elbows locked out, and their feet fully flat on the platform. They'll get that start command. They'll then lower the bar down to their chest, hold it there motionless. Then they will receive that press command. Then the lifters will lock out those elbows back to full arm extension and finally receive that rack command. So as we see here, Rebecca gets that press command, holds it, and our chief referee gives her that final rack command, and she gets 3 white lights. Corey taking it 159 kilos for her opening attempt bench press, 72.5 kilos. Let's go, Corey. Nice attempt there for her, 159 kilos, 2-1, a no lift. So she gets a blue card there from our chief referee. I believe it might have been for her elbows. Our chief referee didn't believe that her elbows were fully locked out towards the end of the lift. Tien Tran, 75 kilos, 1 red here loaded on the bar. Tien went 3 for 3 in the squats, built great momentum, ending with a 147.5 kilo attempt, and is now opening with 75 in the bench press. Smooth and consistent press for Ms. Tran, and she gets 3 white lights. And again, bench press will have a bit of a slower cadence as compared to squats because we have 3 different commands and a different process in setting up, with lifters having to lay down on the bench, grip the bar, and receive that unrack from our head spotter. Bench press will typically consume a little bit more of the 1-minute timer as compared to the squat portion, and also the listening aspect. You won't be able to see the referee giving you the command, so it's really keen that you pay attention and listen to your referee that is issuing those rack, press, and start commands. 3 white lights there. Good lift. A lot of different things our referees are looking at when it comes to judging these lifters. Not only are they ensuring that they lift the bar, but are ensuring that our lifters' feet are fully flat on the platform, so lifters are not allowed to lift up their heels or toes up off the floor. Their butt has to remain in contact with the bench press, and their elbows have to be fully locked out at the start and at the finish of the lift. Smooth attempt for Corey. Yellow card issued by our left-hand side referee. Again, our left referee issued a yellow card, so that could be a variety of infractions. It could either be a jumping of the command, a technical infraction such as a heel or butt coming up off the bench, or other infractions as denoted in the powerlifting rulebook. $85 kilos now, 187 pounds for Brittany. Good attempt for Brittany, and she gets 3 white lights. Gets that sarcomand for Gabrielle, 100 kilos, 220 pounds. 3 white lights, good lift. Good attempt there, 3 white lights. $5-kilo jump for Rebecca Hines, 72.5 kilos, 159 pounds. And compared to the squat in the bench press, we will typically see much smaller of an attempt selection and jumps taken by our athletes. Bench press, though being a full body movement with a powerlifting setup, does utilize smaller muscles in the body, chest, triceps, and shoulders as compared to the squat, which utilizes all of our legs, lower back, and a lot of big muscles being used there to move weight. So with the smaller muscles engaged in the bench press, we will typically expect lifters to be lifting less weight. Tien Tran, 77.5 kilos, 170 pounds, a 2.5-kilo jump. Again, the smallest jumps lifters can make in powerlifting is a 2.5-kilo jump. Smooth second for Miss Tran, and our referees say 3 white lights. 3 white lights there for Corey. Picks up 5 kilos to her bench press. Morgan Rebernick, 82.5 kilos now, 181 pounds. Has a few sticking points getting up onto the full lockout, but our referees do call her for up and down movement of the bar and a white light for our chief referee. So what our side referees saw is they believe that the bar went down. So the bar is allowed to stall and actually stop when it's coming out to full lockout, but the bar in its entirety can't move back down. So that's what our 2 side referees saw and gave her an infraction for, but not our chief referee. Brittany Rabe, 87.5 kilos, taking a 2.5 kilo jump. And a steady and smooth lockout for Brittany. 2-1, a good lift. Gabrielle Dempsey up next, taking a 7.5 kilo jump. $237 now for Gabrielle. Lily Young going up 2.5 kilos after having missed her opening attempt. Locked it out on that first attempt, but gets called for her butt lifting up off the bench by our side referees. Let's see how 248 handles. Again, locks it out. And our referees say 3 white lights. Lily Young is on the board. That is a good attempt, 248 pounds for her, rounding out the second attempt bench presses for our women's division. Katie Conlavuth up next, 72.5 kilos, third and final bench press attempt. Yeah, it looks like Katie just pressed it out a little too early before that press command was issued, but she still walks away with a PR attempt. Her best coming into the competition was 65 kilos, and she has managed to hit 67.5 kilos at the Arnold. So a PR attempt for her, successful with 2.5 more here at the Arnold. Rebecca Hines, 75 kilos, 165 loaded on the bar. Issue to that recommend and gets 3 white lights. Tien Tran looking to do the same to go 3 for 3 with 80 kilos, now 176 pounds. This will be a new all-time best for Tien. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much for her on the day. Still walks away with a PR match of 77.5 kilos, which she previously hit in Wisconsin at Midwest Regionals back in September. So a PR match for her that she'll be walking away with. Morgan Rebernick retaking 82.5 kilos. If you recall, she was successful in locking out the weight, however, did get called by our side referees for downward motion. She does have a sticking point at the middle of the bench press, so let's see if she can power through that for this third. Morgan Rebernick gets that press command and locks it out, and a lot smoother this time around, and she gets 3 white lights, so able to recover after that second attempt mishap and walks away with 82.5. Also taking 82.5 kilos, Chandel Ianni, 181 pounds. Again, she has also missed her second attempt, looking to retake that same weight. Narrow hand placement, so meaning she will have a longer range of motion during her attempt. But she gets that press command and just gets stuck a little bit off the chest, but walks away with her opening attempt, so she is still allowed and on the board to continue on and see her back for deadlifts. Corey Tomlinson, 82.5 kilos. This will be a 2.5 kilo PR for Corey. Last hit, 80 kilos at regionals, attempted 82.5 and missed it on her third this past September. Let's see if she can battle for redemption here at the Battle of the Regions Championship and secure this third attempt, final attempt in the bench press. Corey Tomlinson. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much for her. Walks away with 77.5 kilos. We will see her back in the deadlift event. Brittany Ray, 90 kilos loaded now on the bar. 2.5 kilo increase from her second attempt. Brittany taking some small jumps here in the bench press, just looking to build momentum and go 6 for 6 if successful with this attempt. Brittany currently forecasted in third place. Miss there for Brittany, but she still walks away 87.5, so only misses out on 2.5 kilos to her total, which doesn't make a difference in the standings. She's still currently forecasted in that third place spot. Gabrielle Dempsey, 107.5 kilos, retaking her second attempt weight. What a recovery here for Gabrielle Dempsey. 107.5. Our referees say 2-1. That is a good lift. Fantastic recovery after missing that second attempt. Well done for Gabrielle. Lily Young, our last female lifter of this session, 115 kilos, a 2.5 increase after missing her opener, going up 2.5 and looking to secure an additional 2.5 to her total. Lily Young most recently competed at the Bench World Championship in Albany, New York, and walked away with a world record bench press of 122.5 kilos. And now she's here at the Arnold Sports Festival lifting in the full power Battle of the Regions division. Lily Young makes easy work out of 115 kilos, and our referees say, unfortunately, a 2-1 no lift. I believe they might have called her for her butt lifting up off the bench. Again, our side referees are positioned to the left and right-hand side of the platform, so they have a good vantage point in seeing if the lifter's butt does rise up off the bench. So I believe her and her coaching staff are contesting that to the jury right now. As Lily concluded the bench press round for our women's division, let's talk a little bit about the forecasted placings right now as we head into deadlifts for them. Right now, as it currently stands, our top 5 is Gabrielle Dempsey sitting in 5th with a 437.5 kilos, and just 1 point above that, we have Teen Tran in 4th place with 438 dots points. And again, just 0.2 of a dots points above her, Brittany Rabe in 3rd place with a 438.5 dots points. And in this close battle for 1st place, in 2nd right now, we have Shandiel Yanni in 2nd with a 453.042 dots points, and Morgan Rebernick currently forecasted in that 1st place spot with a 453.476 dot score. So right now, as it currently stands, we have a contentious battle for 1st place and our 3rd place spot, with Morgan and Shandell battling it out for the top spot, and Brittany, Teen, and Gabrielle separated by only 1 dots points between the 3 of them, battling it out for that 3rd and bronze medal position. So very exciting shape up as we are heading into the deadlifts. But as of now, we are moving into our men. We had a no lift there for Mitchell on the opening attempt. He will have another go at it for the 2nd round. Up next right now, we have Neil, 147.5 opening attempt. Smooth lift for Neil. Smooth opener for Jesse Carisco, 152.5, 336 pounds, 3 white lights. One of the important things to keep in mind with the bench press, as we look at it from the referee perspective, is when the bar is called motionless on the chest, when the lifter pauses it on their chest. What the referees are mainly looking for, and what is highlighted in the rule book, is our referees are issuing the press command once that bar gets motionless on the chest. And the key word there is motionless. So there isn't a predetermined amount of time that our lifters or our referees are waiting in order to receive the press command, it is just when that lifter demonstrates that bar to be motionless on the chest, that is when they will receive that press command. So there, again, there isn't a count nor a predetermined amount of time. We see McKeenan, very good example there. That bar was a little bit bouncy on his chest, which delayed the issuance of his press command. Whereas otherwise, a lifter who has a very soft touch on their chest might have a faster press command compared to others who might sink or might have a little less control balancing that bar on their chest. Caden Pham, 391 pounds, just shy of a 400-pound bench press attempt. And again, ladies and gentlemen, these are just opening attempts, so our lifters are going to be able to go up 2 more times after this round of bench presses. Good lift there, 3 white lights. Ricky Zhang, who had a great performance in the squat, PRing his squat by 5 kilos, opening up with 180 on his bench press opener. Coming in with a PR of 197.5 kilos. Currently sits 17 under that. Let's see how he builds towards that, if he's able to PR that today. We'll see that based off of the speed from his opener. Ricky Zhang, 396. Very smooth and fast opener off the chest for Ricky. 2-1, a yellow card infraction from our chief referee. Again, our coaching staff will be going to the jury table to find out what exactly that infraction was for. Philip Sarkis, 200-kilo opener, 440 pounds. Earlier in the session, squatted a massive 365-kilo squat. Now looking to open up with a 440-kilogram bench press. 440-pound bench press, I apologize. Gets that start command from our chief referee. A little bit of a delay locking out that right elbow, but nonetheless, he gets 3 white lights, and we are moving on to our last opening bench press attempt. Toby taking us up to 462 pounds, 210 kilos. Squatted a massive 320-kilogram squat, over 700 pounds. Let's see if he might possibly take us over 500 pounds in the bench press event. And what a fast opener for Toby. 210 kilos, falls like nothing, and he gets 2-1. Good lift. And Mitch able to recover off of that opener miss. 3 white lights now, so he is on the board with 142.5 kilos, 314 pounds. 341 now for Marcus Brown. A very light touch there on the bench press. Marcus Brown, very smooth second attempt, 3 white lights. Jesse Carisco, 160 kilos, gets that SAR command. And again, gets that very, very soft touch on the chest, therefore getting a very speedy press command. 3 white lights, not an issue for Mr. Jesse. Samuel Sears, 160 kilos now, taking a 10-kilo jump. Had a great performance in the squat, securing a 600-pound third squat attempt. Going into bench press, going in 3 for 3. Had a successful 150-kilo opener. Is now looking to secure an additional 10 kilos on top of that. Two to 1, a no lift there, or a good lift. Red card from our chief referee. And again, we love the shout outs in the chat. We appreciate you guys letting us know who you guys are supporting. Very nice to see all the supporters, as well as the jam-packed room here in the Arnold. The USAPL stage is sitting inside of the Expo Fitness Center here in the Greater Columbus Convention Center. So a lot of our spectators are passerbys seeing what our USA powerlifting athletes are capable of putting up. McKinnon, 170 kilos, 374 pounds. Two to 1, a good lift. Two to 1, good lift. Caden Fan now pushing us past the 400-pound mark. 402 loaded on the bar. Those of you watching at home, this is the equivalent of 4 commercial gym plates. you see 4 plates on a bar, just know that Caden is benching it. It's imperative these lifters put up the highest possible totals they can as they head into deadlifts, because it is going to be a battle as we move towards jockeying for position and seeing who will take that crown top spot in the Battle of the Regions competition. Good lift there, 3 white lights. Ricky Zhang, 7.5 kilo jump, 187 is now loaded. Great speed off the chest for Ricky. Makes easy work, 187.5. 2-to-1, no lift. I believe he got called for either his foot coming up off the platform or most likely his butt coming up off the bench. So question that needs to be taken up to the jury table. But it looks like that call will stand, so he will have another go at it and one more final round of the bench press to take 187.5. 2 more bench presses left in the second attempt round. Philip Sarkis taking a 5 kilo jump, successful with 200 kilos. Only walked away with his opener after attempting 2 American records for second and third squat attempts. So a bit of a more conservative take here in only jumping 5 kilos. Looking to pick up some ground, doing some damage control now that he is only walking away with his opener. But 205, 451 for his second attempt bench press. Great attempt selection there. It looks like he's being handled by David Garcia. So great attempt there, 3 white lights. Let's see if he goes up another 5 or 2.5 for his third and final bench press. Toby moving us to 220 kilograms, just shy of a 500-pound bench press. We might see that today in Toby, given, let's see the speed on this one, 485. Again, 500 pounds is 227.5 kilos, so he is just shy of that number. Let's hope he can hit that today. This will already be a 7.5 kilo PR in competition for Toby. And a great bench press there by Toby. I think he might be loading 500 pounds. 2-to-1, a good lift. Sends kisses off into the crowd, and that rounds out the second round of bench press. Mitch Della Merced, 155 kilos now loaded. Again, missed his opening attempt on a technicality, secured it for a second, and is now taking a 12.5 kilo jump to his third and final bench press, looking to pick up some ground for that miss. That bar stalls at the top lockout portion, but gets called for downward motion of the bar by our referees. Marcus Brown, third and final bench press attempt, taking a 5 kilo jump. Great lockout by Marcus Brown, 352 pounds, 3 white lights. Marcus Brown having himself a day, going 6 for 6 as he heads into the deadlift. It's imperative to note how important and critical it is to make your attempts, going in 6 for 6, knowing you have the highest possible total you and your coaching staff have put up. Brings you a lot of confidence as we round out this session of Battle of the Regions. Jesse Carisco with another opportunity to go 6 for 6, 165 kilos loaded for him, 363 pounds. And a well-executed third by Jesse, 165 added to his total, 3 white lights. Another 6 for 6 lifter. And Samuel Sears looking to join the club here with 170, taking a 10 kilo jump. Very consistent 10 kilos across the board with 150, 160, and now 170, 374 pounds. And just not on there today for him. Still walks away with 160 kilos. We'll see him back in the bench press event, deadlift event, excuse me. But Keenan Mitchell, 172.5 kilos, 380 loaded on the bar. Looking to make up some ground after squats, securing a 2.5 kilo bench press, more than his second. Gregory up next, 177.5, also known as a Super Korean Kid. 391 pounds loaded, 5 kilo jump from his previous. Fortunately not on him today. Walks away with 172.5. Caden Fan, one of our few lifters, four of which in this session are benching over 400 pounds. Caden, first one up, 187.5 now, 413 pounds. A solid third bench press by Caden. 187.5 falls, and his 3 white lights are projected there on screen. Ricky Zhang, unsuccessful with his second attempt, got called for his butt or a technical failure from the side referees, still electing to go up 5 kilos to 192.5. This will sit on just 5 kilos under his all-time best of 197.5. Solid third bench press there. What did referees say? 2-1, a good lift for Ricky. Philip Sarkis, 210 kilos, taking an additional 5 kilo jump from his 205 second attempt, 463 pounds. He opened up with his all-time best of 200 kilos and is now looking to add 10 kilos to that from what he previously came into the competition with. Hit 200 at the Arnold. Can he hit 200 at regionals? Can he hit 210 at the Arnold? Philip Sarkis locks it out. What did the referee say? 3 white lights. And our final bench press of the session for our Battle of the Regions competition at the Arnold Sports Festival, 227.5 kilos, like we called it, 500 pounds is being loaded on the bar. Toby Headley, 501. And you know he means business when you have 5 spotters surrounding the platform just to spot his weight. Toby Headley, 501 pounds loaded on the bar. This will be a 15 kilo all-time personal best for Toby. Unfortunately, it is not there today, but he still walks away with 220 kilos, which is a 7.5 kilo PR for Toby. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the men's portion of the Battle of the Regions competition. Just to forecast a little bit about what we're going into deadlifts with, currently our top 5 placings is Ricky Zhang with 476 dots, Marcus Brown in 4th place with 483, Jesse Carisco 488, Philip Sarkis at 509, and Toby Headley in that 1st place spot with a forecasted 519 dots points. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking a 10-minute intermission as our spotters and loaders set up the platform for the deadlifts. We'll see you all back in 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the USA Powerlifting Battle of the Regions at the Arnold Sports Festival. We are kicking off deadlifts. First, our opening attempt, Lily Young, 147.5 kilos. Lily Young, one of our lightest and youngest lifters in the field, recently competed at the Bench Press World Championship in Albany, New York, and at regionals back in September. Tien Tran, 152.5 kilo opener. As our lifters secure their openers, this will give us a much better picture as to how these forecasted placings are shaping up. This will solidify their totals and make their scores official. As it currently stands heading into deadlifts with their current openers, we first have Morgan Rebernick leading the pack with a 453 dot score, but with a 453, just 0.4 shy, is Chandel Yaney in second place. And then we have a really tight battle with Tien Tran, Brittany Rabe, and Gabrielle Dempsey, all separated by just 1 dot point of a difference for that third bronze medal position. So as our lifters hit their opening attempts and put in seconds, and as we look forward to their thirds, we will see how their forecasted dots placing will shape up and eventually crown our Battle of the Regions champion. Great attempt there for Katie. 3 white lights, 172.5. And our first lifter in contention for that first place, currently sitting in second, just 0.4 points shy behind Morgan, is Chandel. And she is up next, 172.5, opening attempt. Very easy opening attempt for Chandel, and she gets 3 white lights. Brittany Rabe, 175 kilos now being loaded on the bar. She's currently forecasted with a 438 dot score. Again, every single lift is going to be critical in shaping up how these placings finalize and materialize at the end of the session. Brittany Rabe, 175, coming up next. Great lift there, 175, 3 white lights. Corin Tomlinson, Miss Corey, currently forecasted with a 417 dot score, also opening up with 175. Corey getting 3 white lights, but a bit of a harder attempt there for Corey. Let's see how she can adjust and hope to see what she can hit for her second attempt. Morgan Rebernick, 185 kilos. And for our final opening attempt, Gabrielle Dempsey, 190 kilos, heaviest opener, 419 pounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into our second attempts, let's talk about how the openers have shaped how the forecasted placings are looking like. First, we have a really close battle in first place, only separated by about 0.1 of a dots point. We have Morgan Rebernick, followed by Shandale Yaney, separated by, again, 0.1 of a dot score, both forecasted at 461, followed by Brittany Rabe, Tien Tran, and Gabrielle Dempsey, all within 10 dots, 1 dot score amongst each other, 448, 448.3, and 447 respectively. Lily Young with a great second attempt in 157.5, 3 white lights. And Lily is one of the lifters that is currently sitting outside of the 5th place spot, currently sitting in 6th, but within striking distance of potentially dethroning any of the following ladies, Gabrielle, Brittany, or Tien, from the top 5 medaling placings. Tien Tran currently sitting in 5th place, 160 loaded on the bar, 447 dot score. Smooth attempt, and she gets 3 white lights. Rebecca Hines taking a 10 kilo jump to 172.5. We'd love to know who you guys are rooting for in the chat. Let us know who you guys think might win or who you guys are supporting. We'd love to shout out any lifters who you guys are here for. Rebecca Hines at 172.5. Great attempt, 3 white lights. Again, it is a very, very tight battle. First and second place only separated by about 0.1 of a dot score, followed by 3rd through 5th separated by only 1 dot score amongst them. So again, it is anyone's game in this Battle of the Regions Championship. Shandale, 180, well executed, and she gets 3 white lights. The first of the 2 ladies in slotted in for that top 1 position, battling it out. Great attempt with 180. Katie, 182.5, already pushing us past 400 pounds with her second attempt. Solid second attempt there, just 2.5 kilos shy off of her all-time best, with much more left in the tank. Brittany Rabe, 185 loaded for her now. Currently sitting in 4th, looking to move herself provisionally into 3rd place. And with that, Brittany Rabe now sits in your 3rd place medal position with a dot score of 448. Corin Tomlinson, 10 kilo jump to 407 pounds. 417 dot score for her, if successful with this weight. Unfortunately, Corin is not having the best day cut out for her at the Arnold. However, she will be coming back and competing at Raw Nationals later this year in June in her home state in Lombard, Illinois. So we'll see her back for that. Morgan Rebernick our other lady who is currently in contention for that first place spot, currently sitting in second place, and will move herself into first if successful with this weight. And what an interesting development here. So Morgan Rebernick now missed her her second attempt, excuse me, and is now trailing behind Chandel, who Chandel was currently trailing behind Morgan this entire competition, but now Morgan is now looking from the outside in for that first place spot and will be either needing to retake her second attempt to defend her silver or attempt to take gold from Chandel. So we will see based off of the attempt she puts in. After the last second attempt, Gabrielle Dempsey, 202.5 kilos, 446 pounds. Good attempt for her. 3 white lights. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the fun begins. Our third attempt deadlifts. Tien Tran, if successful, will move from 5th place into 3rd place, taking a 5 kilo increase to 363 pounds. 3rd place pull here for Tien Tran. And unfortunately, not a good lift. However, she still sits in 5th place, so she will be walking away with a medal today if this placing remains. Lily Young is now looking to move from 6th to 3rd place, bumping both Brittany Rabe and Tien Tran down 1 position into 5th and 6th respectively. Lily Young, 3rd place pull, bronze medalist. Let's see it, Lily, 172.5 kilos, taking a 15 kilo jump. This will move her from 435 to a 450 dot score if successful. Lily Young, 380 pounds. And Lily Young just gets stuck at the quads, and it's not going to be going up, unfortunately. Yeah, she just runs out of gas as soon as that bar gets up past her knees. But what an incredible grind and attempt for the junior lifter, Lily Young. She has a bright and exciting career ahead of her. So we will expect to see her at nationals and at following championships. Rebecca Hines is up next. 180 kilos loaded on the bar, 396 pounds. And she is grinding that weight out. Rebecca Hines, 180 kilos, gets the down command. And like that, she gets 2-1. Unfortunately, a no lift. Gets called for a lockout issue from both the center and the left-hand side referees. The referees did not believe her shoulders or her knees were fully locked out at the top of the lift. And we got Corey Tomlinson retaking 185 kilos, 407 pounds. Again, missed it on their second attempt. Looking for redemption here in the third. 407, Corey. Let's see it. And it's coming up. Corey Tomlinson locks it out. 407 falls, and referees say 3 white lights. What a comeback from the bar. Not leaving the ground off of her second attempt to her executing it to perfection in the third. Well done, Corey. And your current leader, Chanel Yaney, 187.5 kilos, currently sitting with a 461 dot score. If successful, will push her lead to 469.8 points. So again, your current leader looking to extend her lead and making sure that Morgan nor any of the other women left to go will be able to snatch that gold medal position from her. Chandel Yaney, 187.5 kilos. And like that, we have your Battle of the Regions champion provisionally, Chanel Yaney. Referees say 2-1. That is a good lift, and she is currently walking away with a 469 dots points performance. Katie coming up to the bar, who hit just 2.5 kilos shy of her all-time best in her second attempt, looking to extend her PR by 5 kilos with this attempt. 190 kilos loaded, 419 pounds. Katie, that bar is coming up, and she locks it out. Katie gets that down command, and our referees say that is 5 more kilos to your PR. Well done, Katie. And this is Katie's only third meet, so it's very nice to see how she has progressed from doing a local meet, did regionals back in September of last year, and is now competing at the Arnold Sports Festival. So what a quick rise up in the rankings and being able to compete at a stage like the Arnold. We are now down to 3 more ladies left to go in the Battle of the Regions session. Brittany Rabe, our first one up, 192.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump, currently sitting in 4th place. This will move her into that silver medal position, knocking Morgan down into 3rd. Brittany Rabe, unfortunately, loses balance towards the lockout and still sitting in 4th place, walking away with a medal today, but she will not be in that top 3 podium spot. And now Morgan will be retaking her weight and has conceded the championship, but is now looking to defend her silver medal that is under threat by our last lifter, Gabrielle. If Morgan is successful with this weight, this will put potentially Gabrielle out of reach from that second. And Morgan does that. Just like that, 192.5 falls, 3 white lights, and Morgan now sits comfortably in that 2nd place spot with 461 dot score as her final score. Now, Gabrielle Dempsey will not be attempting to take that silver medal from Morgan, and Gabrielle is now in 3rd, staying in 3rd if successful with this weight, and this will just push her dot score further than what she currently has it as. Currently sitting at 448 dots. This will put her at 455 dots and the bronze medal at the Battle of the Regions. And a lockout for Gabrielle, 210 kilos, 3 white lights. And like that, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the women's session of the Battle of the Regions. But don't go anywhere, we have the men's coming up. But just to talk about who our champions were here in the women's session, in 5th place, we have Tien Tran, who walked away with a 447 dots performance, followed by Brittany Rabe, who beat that score by only 1 dots point, scoring 448 in that 4th place, followed by Gabrielle Dempsey, who we just saw score 455. Morgan Rebernick, who had a tough battle with Chanel Yaney, but Morgan walks away with 461, and your champion Chanel with 469 points. That was a great attempt earlier by Caden Fan, 252.5 kilos, 3 white lights. Up next, we have Mitch Delamerced, 255 kilos, 562 pounds. Coming to us out of Illinois. Great opening attempt for Mitch. Gets 3 white lights. And as we transition over to the men's side, as it currently stands, based off of opening attempts, Toby Headley currently leads the pack with a 513 dots points, followed by Philip Sarkins at 509, and then below him in 3rd place we have Jesse Carisco at 488 dot score, but not too far below him, we have Marcus Brown in 4th place on the preliminary placings with 483 points, and rounding out that 5th place spot, we have Ricky Zhang with a 476 dots performance. Again, ladies and gentlemen, those forecasted placings are what they are called, forecasted. So these are expected and probably will change as we continue seeing developments in the openers, seconds, and ultimately in the 3rd and final round of deadlifts. But now in the openers, Samuel Sears, 265 is loaded. Solid opening attempt. Good lift there. Greg taking 270 now for his opening attempt. Ricky Zhang making great work out of 280 kilos, 617 pounds. Unfortunately, a 2-to-1 no lift. Not sure what that possibly could have been called for. I believe it might have been slamming the bar back onto the platform. But again, unsure on what that call was. Yellow can mean a lot of different things when it comes to the infractions, but we will see what they do. Given the speed of the bar, I assume they're gonna go up for their 2nd attempt. But McKeenan Mitchell, 282.5, 622 pounds. He gets 3 white lights. He's on the board. And I'm seeing here in the forecasted placings on LiftingCast, Ricky Zhang has elected to go up 12.5 kilos to 292.5. So they will, despite missing their opener, go up 12.5. Our first 300 kilogram deadlift in Marcus Brown, 661 pounds. I know we got a lot of Marcus Brown fans in the chat. Let us know you're there. 300 kilos, moves with ease, and he gets 3 white lights. Toby Headley, who had an incredible performance in both the squat and bench press events, squatting over 700 pounds and benching just shy of 500 pounds, is looking to open shy of a 700-pound deadlift, 310, 683 pounds. He is your current leader in the forecasted placings with a 513 dot score. Way to go, Toby. 310, moves like butter and sends kisses off into the crowd. 2-to-1, a good lift. Down to 2 more deadlifts left in the first round. 310 for Jesse Carisco. And weighing in at 95 kilos. This is over 3 times body weight of a deadlift for an opener. referees say 3 white lights. And now for our final deadlift attempt in the openers, we have Philip Sarkis, 355 kilos, 782 pounds for an opening deadlift, ladies and gentlemen. 782 pounds. And as 3 white light lift for Philip, he's on the board. And as we check the forecasted placings on LiftingCast, we can see that there are now 3 lifters who are forecasted to score above 500 dots. We have Jesse Carisco most recently entering the conversation with a 501 dot score if successful with what he currently has put in for his second attempt deadlift. We have Philip Sarkins in second place with 509 dot scores, and Toby Headley, who currently leads with a 519 dots performance if successful with their second attempt deadlifts. That's 3 white lights for Caden Fan, 260 kilos. 270 now for Mitch. 595 loaded on the bar. Solid second attempt for Mitch. 595 falls, and he gets 3 white lights. Nathaniel Neal with a 280 kilogram attempt, currently sitting outside of that top 5, but if successful with this weight, and depending on what he does put in for his third and final attempt, has the possibility to sneak into that 5th place position. Nathaniel Neal, 617 pounds. Great attempt by Samuel Sears. 285 kilos falls. And now with a 20 kilo jump from opener to second. Gregory looking to take 639 pounds. He's about 15 kilos shy of his all-time best, and with a jump like that, we can hope to see a possible PR attempt and a fast second attempt by Greg. So wondering if whether or not he's going to attempt the PR, but we'll see what he puts in for his third. Ricky Zhang successful with 292.5, and if you recall, he got called for slamming the bar on his opening deadlift. However, that received a jury overturn and was marked a good lift. So Ricky Zhang was successful with his opening attempt of 280 kilos, and he has now secured 292.5 for his second attempt. McKeenan Mitchell, 302.5 kilos. We see the 666-pound graphic there for Gino. It is his favorite number, but 302.5 for McKeenan Mitchell. Second attempt deadlift. Waiting on those referee lights, and he gets 3 white lights. Again, this is an intense battle. None of these guys have missed so far, so I don't expect it to start now, but Marcus Brown is up next, and by the looks of it here in the chat, we have some huge supporters. I see Cassie on the chat. You're a big supporter, big fan of Marcus Brown. He has 315 loaded in the bar, 694 pounds, just shy of a 700-pound deadlift. Marcus gets that down command, and our referees say 3 white lights. Marcus Brown currently sits with a 492 dot score in 5th place as we go into deadlifts. Now, our current leader is up. 320 kilos is loaded for Toby, currently sitting with a 519 dot score if he's successful with this second attempt. Solid second for Toby, gets that down command, and 705 moves with these 2-to-1. That is a good lift. And now for our third place in the preliminary positions, Jesse Carisco, 330 kilos, taking a 20-kilo jump from his opening attempt. Again, we got a lot of Jesse fans here in the chat following us, so let's hear it out for Jesse as he walks out for 727 pounds. Jesse currently sitting in 4th place, and with this lift, he will move into that bronze medal position, placing himself into 3rd if successful with this lift. Great second there for Jesse. 727. What a jet airliner there. 3 white lights. Now Philip Sarkins, 367.5 kilos. Oh, and that bar just slips out of Philip's hand. 367.5 falls out of his hands, and he is now left with his current opener of 355. So he is in a bit of a tough spot now. So he is opting to retake his weight. So he is no longer going to threat Toby for his 1st place medal, but is now looking to extend his lead in the 2nd place, looking to fend off Jesse Carisco, who is currently trailing behind him in 3rd place. The bar is loaded for Caden Fan, our first and final deadlift for the 3rd attempts. Caden Fan, 600 pounds. Again, every single lift after this is over 600 pounds. And again, these are the last times we will see these lifters come out to the stage. And that is a 3 white lights lift there. And again, just one final reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching anybody from home, let us know who you guys are supporting, where you guys are watching from, what teams you all represent. I'd love to give you guys a shout out as we head into the final round of deadlifts. Again, this is the last time we will see any of these lifters come out onto the stage. Right now we have Mitch taking the stage, 275 kilos, 606 pounds on the bar. Training at a Surge to New Levels gym in Illinois. Mitch, 606 pounds. And he gets that down command. And Mitch is good. 3 white lights. We see it here. Shout out to Nate. Thank you at 96 Peers in the chat. Nathaniel Neal, 290 kilos loaded, 693 pounds. To the 1, that is a good lift for Nate. Looking at a 5 kilo increase for Greg. 295 loaded on the bar, 650 pounds. And what a show of class here for Greg. Just coming out to shake the referee's hands and thank the crowd. He will be timing out his attempt, allowing lifters in following after him to have a full minute of rest. So again, Greg is timing out his attempt. He will not come out to lift 295 kilos. However, he will be allowing the next lifters to take that full minute of rest. Time's up. Our spotters and loaders are quickly and rapidly changing the bar for the next lifter. Samuel Sears, 302.5 kilos, 667 pounds. And what a massive PR Samuel Sears had just hit here at the Arnold Sports Festival. Coming into the competition, unfortunately, 2-1, a no lift. Spoke a bit too soon, but he got called for soft shoulders or his knees were not properly locked out. So that'll be a no lift for Samuel Sears. Ricky Zhang, who currently sits in the top 5, looking to extend his position and move into 4th place, bumping down Marcus Brown. Again, Ricky Zhang currently sitting with a 484 dot score, looking to move into a 493 dots. Again, bumping down Marcus Brown, who currently sits with a 492 dots. For a 4th place pull, Ricky Zhang. Fortunately, a no lift for Ricky. However, he still is in that 5th place spot and will be walking away with the medal if he remains. McKeenan Mitchell looking to bump Ricky down into 6th place and take his spot. Currently sitting in 8th place. A 20-kilo jump for McKeenan Mitchell, currently sitting in 8th. Will move into 5th if successful with this weight, going from 471 to a massive 484 dots if successful with this weight. McKeenan Mitchell, 322.5 kilos, 710 pounds. McKeenan Mitchell for a medal, locks it out and gets that down command. McKeenan Mitchell gets 2-1, a good lift. And up next, we have Marcus Brown, who is currently sitting in 4th place and will not make an attempt to snag a bronze or a podium position. However, he will be moving from a 492 dot score to a 497, closing in on the 500 dots range, which he will likely hit in his next competition. This is for a 9-for-9 meet for Marcus Brown, 322.5, 711 pounds. Gets past that sticking point at the knees. Unfortunately, just loses it as soon as that bar gets past the knees. However, Marcus Brown still walks away 8-for-9 on the day and a 4th place finish. And your current leader in the Battle of the Regions men's division, Toby Headley, 325 kilos, 716 pounds. This will be a 20-kilo PR from his previous competition. Toby Headley, 716. And that bar comes up his knees, locks it out, and Toby Headley gently lowers the weight and, unfortunately receives a 2-1 no lift. We're down to 2 lifters in the Battle of the Regions session. Jesse Carisco, your bronze medalist, looking to pull a massive 750-pound deadlift for a 9-for-9 finish at the Arnold Sports Festival. This is moving from a 501 dot score to 507. 750 on the deadlift. Jesse Carisco. Let's see it, Jesse. It's up, it's up, it's up, it's up, it's up. He locks it out, gets the down command. Let's see what our referees say, and they give him 2-1, a good lift. Jesse Carisco walks away your bronze medalist, your 9-for-9 finish, and a over 500 dots performance here at the Arnold Sports Festival. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is your last, 3rd and final deadlift for Felipe Sarkis, the final deadlift we will see at the USA Powerlifting stage, the Battle of the Regions session. Philip Sarkis, 367.5 kilos, 810 pounds. For the 800-pound finish, unfortunately just slips out of his hand for the 2nd time in a row. Still walks away with 355 and your 2nd place finish. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the Battle of the Regions session at the USA Powerlifting Arnold Sports Festival. As we go over the final standings in our women's division, we have in 5th place Tien Tran, closing out with a performance of 447 dots. We have Brittany Rabe in fourth with 448, just a 1 point difference between the two. In third place, we have a 455 dots performance in Gabrielle Dempsey. Second place comes in with a 461 dots performance in Morgan Rebernick, and in first place with a 469 dots performance, Chandel Yaney. And now transitioning over to the men's side, which we just saw finish, we have a fifth place finish for McKeenan Mitchell, who pulled for that fifth place in, placing him at 484 dots. And then we have a fourth place finish by Marcus Brown with an 8 for 9 day, 492 dot score. In third place, your bronze medalist, Jesse Carisco, with a 9 for 9 performance, 507 as his final score. Philip Sarkins in second place, 509.761. So the difference between Philip Sarkins and Jesse Carisco is only 0.1 of a dots score. So talk about a win by a margin there. Your silver medalist, Philip, and your champion, Toby Headley, finishes out your Battle of the Regions champion with a 519 dots performance. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that'll conclude the live stream for the Battle of the Regions session. We'd like to thank all of our presenting sponsors, A7, our supporting sponsors, Pioneer Fitness, Primo Chalk, Titan Support Systems, Hansu Power, and Nike for allowing them to support USA Powerlifting and bring this incredible production value of a stream to you guys. And huge thanks to Barbell Productions for putting the entire stream together. We thank you guys. Stick around as we head into the awards ceremony shortly. We'll see you all. Thank you.